up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Welcome to the table. I have been missing in action for a few days. I actually just got back in town. I took a last-minute trip out of town on some camping type of situations, experiencing wilderness and nature. Not my preferred lifestyle of living, but I did it. I enjoyed it. Now I'm back to the city, back to the grind. While I have your attention, before I get started, before I get in the kitchen, before I get cooking, because you notice what I do on this channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. I think I checked my numbers yesterday and I'm at like 183 subscribers. Let's see what we can do to get myself to 200. I celebrate each and every one of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. That's what I'm here for. And I just want to continue to grow, continue to spread the message, continue to spread this goodness, and to hopefully add to conversations and create perspective. That's what I'm here to do. Growth, perspective, that's what I stand for. But today what I want to talk about is I want to speak to the fact that I believe most men are not doing what I believe is their job to do. And what that is holding each and every person that subscribes to being an adult accountable. That includes self, that includes those around you. Now, what does that mean and what does that look like? Well, what that looks like for me is that first I have to understand that me, as Daniel Rucker, as a grown man at my stage in life, it's my responsibility to set goals, set standards, set markers, and then do everything in my power to try to accomplish those goals, those marks, and so on. On top of that, on my journey, the things I learned, the things I discovered, the things I perfected, the things that I've failed at, the things that I've succeeded at, I personally believe that it is our duty as men to share in those successes as well as those failures. Now, why is that? Well, some people may be saying, well, no, I don't want to go ahead and put all my business out in the street. I don't want nobody to see me sweat. I don't want to have anybody see my flaws. Well, I have to say I disagree with that. And the main reason I disagree with that is because, see, a lot of times you can't have one without the other. You can't have a glory story without struggle. You can't have, good without bad. They almost have to exist in the same arena. And not to get all philosophical, because I do have a point. I want to see a society where men are starting to move in a manner that we own all that comes with our successes, our failures, our choices, and then also holding our counterparts as well as the opposing, which are females, at an equal level of accountability. So what sparked this? What made me want to talk about this? Well, I have a lot of things that I'm going to talk about, a lot of things I have to say. I'm going to be here for a while. This journey is real. But the last time I was out, I had encountered a young lady that was, I believe, a little older than me, like a year or so. And we were having a conversation. And I just randomly just was like, what is the type of men that you're most interested in at this stage in your life? I had no clue about her background and what she was into per se. I didn't know about her dynamics, but I was curious. I knew her name and I knew how old she was. And what came out of her mouth next was so shocking to me, because she said with utter confidence that I'm 36 years old, I'm not down for the games, I have 3 kids, and I want a man that is educated, competent, and fairly successful. He brings something to the table. I almost lost it. When she said 36 and 3 kids, it sounded like, not Willy Wonka, it sounded like the Peanuts teacher after that womp. Like, everything after that, I couldn't compute, because I'm like, excuse me? Like, I was offended personally from being a man, and then offended for my men out here who potentially would be interested in maybe a young lady like her, who had the audacity to think that she produced not 1, not 2, but yes, 3, ladies and gentlemen, 3 different little people. And she chose that. And then now she's out in this open dating market with the attitude that she deserves a quality man that's educated, successful, confident, and so on and so forth. What I wanted to tell the young lady was, ma'am, you'd be fortunate if any man pays you any attention you can get at this stage in your life. You should be grateful. You should be appreciative. And that was my thoughts. Not to waste my time conveying that because it wasn't the setting for it. However, what led me to want to talk about this is because, see, I have a standard in my mind, as well as females do, fellas and ladies that are listening. Females have a standard for us too. The moment you start listing off how old you are, where you grew up, and so on and so forth, they're already assuming that you should have marked off or crossed off or accomplished certain things at that point in your life. I want to see that same attitude for men when it comes to women. That understanding that if a woman is in her mid-30s and has 3 children, 36, well past the danger zone, you need to, well, you don't need to, but if you feel the need to, you need to inquire. Well, what happened to your husband? Well, how did this relationship dissolve? How did this relationship come about? What led you to want to create 3 children at this point in your life? And then, dig deep. But the point is more so, I believe that we have allowed women to move in such a manner of uncovering and unrestrained that it has created the world we see now. And the world we see now is a bizarro world. It is one that has women doing something as simple as, or as aggressive as calling men trash, saying that they now are entitled to certain treatment, certain aesthetics, certain lifestyles, certain economical privileges, and all they have to do is exist. No, I'm here to tell you that's nonsense. And because I'm one of only few individuals that see it this way and feel this way, I'm here to encourage you men that it is your job to start to have a standard for the females that you allow to exist in your orbit. See, some of the problems I see is that a lot of young men somehow, some way have convinced themselves that the woman is of tremendous value and his value is minimal, or that you are subject to only have to receive the attention you get from the slop that may show up or the low level energy that may show up. I'm one of them gentlemen that I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe that you have to deal with anything. I don't believe that you have to operate in a state of desperation. And that leads me to my next point. If a man does not grow to the fact that he understands that he can have what it is that he wants in this life, that there really is no limitations, then the choices you make, the interactions you have, the circles you run in will change, because you see yourself as a valuable person. You see yourself as someone of substance and quality. So there's no way that you can now put yourself in a position to participate and interact with a young lady that is not on your level. One of my favorite people on this planet, for many reasons outside of his artistic ability, is Jay-Z. Now, I don't know Jay-Z personally. Shout out to you, Jay. But I would be inclined, I read his book, amazing book, and I've watched his life and the things that he's been able to accomplish, but I would be inclined to believe that prior to Jay-Z acquiring the confidence and building the confidence that is his swag, that is his persona of sorts, he probably didn't see himself being able to grab, attract, retain a woman like Beyonce. And for those who think Beyonce is all that, me personally, I don't think Beyonce is all that, but that's, you understand, Beyonce, past the fact that she's an attractive woman, she is of extreme value, right? Okay, so to prove the point. But Jay wasn't running around with any which chick. Like you didn't see him, thotting it up with just anybody. Same thing with Diddy. Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. And these various men. And I believe that on top of the fact that they've acquired a certain amount of wealth, prior to the money showing up, they had to first understand who they were as an individual, who they were as a man, and what they could look to expect as the man that they knew they were. And that's what I want from my fellas. That's what I want from the men out there. I want men to be able to get to a place of solidarity and confidence, and not a false sense of confidence, not a tangible confidence, not a confidence that derives solely from what you've accomplished. That's a part of it, but also derives from the fact that you understand that not only did you set your mind to something and you worked the process and you worked the plan and you accomplished it, but that you were capable of it. Because the idea and understanding, the pure understanding that you're capable of it and you're certain that you're capable of it, is one of the most powerful mindsets I believe that exists on the planet. Because you now understand that there's nothing stopping you from creating the interaction, the relationship, the business opportunities, and the experiences that you want to have in your life. Now, to my final point, this attitude will, in my opinion, generate a different experience and response from females for you, gentlemen. Because I'm inclined to believe that when a woman of this particular young lady's stature and background, if she was to be presented with a man that she believed was of value, I don't believe that she would have the same audacity or confidence per se, because she understands that what she created her life to be, with the limitations she has of being a single mom in her mid-30s, almost 40, with the 3 children, and now feeling or believing that some man is supposed to tolerate and put up with that. I don't think that she would be allowed to formulate that thought if she was around more men of quality, or she was around more men that was having, in a sense, rejecting her existence and rejecting her presence, because they would be getting her to understand you're done. Like, you've created a lifestyle that doesn't benefit most men, that doesn't benefit quality men. Shame on you. And that's what I want to see more of, is that men are operating so strong and consistent in their development of self that it will cause a chain reaction in response to the women that do flow into your orbit. It is destined to happen. And it is up to us as men to stay consistent in developing your mind, your spirit, your body, your demeanor, your character. That is up to us. That we continue to be absolutely the best version of ourselves. Because the world deserves it, your family deserves it, your future family deserves it, your legacy deserves it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today briefly. Just wanted to touch on that point, let you guys know I'm back in town. I'm rejuvenated, I'm refreshed, and I'm going to be coming with this consistent content. Looking to do some collaborations, like I had stated before in one of my videos, moving forward. And I just want to continue to collaborate with you guys. Looking forward to getting to 200 subscribers. So I'm looking for you guys to help make that happen for me. You can follow me at my Instagram handle. It's the same name, True Table, TREU _TABLE. And yeah, until next time, thank you for hanging out with me for all of about 15 minutes today. I will be jumping in here with a new video in the coming days. You guys enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, be safe, be blessed, and until next time, I'm out.